it too low? Is it too high? Should I scream? No.
Sorry, I don't know. No, I know. I just want to look at this. I just want to know down.
Yeah. No. Are we all settled in here? Great. So there's a story. There's a story a good mentor of mine told me once, and it's been resonating in my mind throughout this past year. I'm going to try and tell the story, but you'll have to bear with me. There's kind of two sides to it. The first one, imagine a warrior, maybe King Daniel, if you like that, and he is preparing for battle. He gets on his horse, or maybe the front lines. Is that good? Can you guys hear me all right? All right. So he's preparing for battle. He goes on the front lines, and he charges forward. The enemy is before him. There are tens of thousands, and maybe he has just hundreds. So this is one example. This man is charging forward into battle. Could be his death. Who knows? And he's going forward. He has to win. This is what he's meant to do. On the other side, we have an interesting sort of described case. A man who is deathly afraid of cats. And he lives inside, and he goes outside, and he goes shopping for groceries because he needs to. And the neighbors just got a cat. And this is the sort of cat that is an outdoor cat. It comes and goes and does what cats do. He goes to the front door, he opens it, and he quickly shuts it because Mr. Sprinkles is outside just being a cat on his front porch. And he's terrified of cats. He walks back and forth in his living room, pacing because he's so afraid of this cat. And he says, no, I need to push forward. I need to go shopping. I need to get what I need. And he opens the door and he says, no, Mr. Sparkles. And he walks past. So you compare the two stories, right? The man, and he's charging forward, a big army. He's leading people. He's probably going to die. There's hundreds, thousands before him. And then this man who has overcome his fear of Mr. Sprinkles. So both of these are courage. And that's kind of important to note here. We can't compare, at least this is what my mentor was telling me, we can't compare and say, oh, the warrior was somehow more courageous because, I mean, look at it. Like, he could have walked past 1 million cats. Like, what does that matter, right? He was fighting all these people with weapons. He was facing certain death. But that's where this other man was. He truly was afraid of a cat. And it sounds kind of like a pitiful example, but this is where he was, and he did his absolute best. And he should get credit for that. So, just that's the story. But the passage for tonight is going to be, let me away from that mic. It's going to be just a short verse, a few verses. Luke 20, Luke 21. It'll be verses 1 through 4. And I'll just read that out loud for you guys. Jesus looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the offering box. And he saw a poor widow put in 2 small copper coins. And he said, truly, I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them. For they all contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in all that she had to live on. She gave everything she had. Now, if you compare 2 cents to maybe $200, which may have been 10% of whatever these rich people were giving, you say, oh, clearly they gave more, right? They gave more. No, she gave more because that's all she had. this week, this is not an opportunity we get all year. This week is like 2 cents. It's just maybe 5 days, and we're gonna have to go back to our homes, to our lives, to our jobs. This is all we have to work with. God is waiting and longing for us to give him everything we have. And we might be tired. We might have been working all week like I have, and look to this week as some sort of way to rest and recuperate, some just to get away and this sort of thing. And that can be a really good thing. And God wants that for us at times when we truly need that. But we can't let that come in the way if what he's calling for us to do might be to serve. Many of you here are committed counselors. You're here to wake up early every morning and pray painstakingly and long-lasting for every person here, to be ready and willing at all times to serve. And this is an example of how God would be using us. My point is, I guess, we ought to give God everything we have this week. Like the poor widow, she had 2 cents. We have this small span of time. I guess, if anything, I want to somehow challenge us to take a moment, maybe tonight or tomorrow, sometime soon. And this is something I realized I had to do as I was thinking about this and kind of preparing it, that I haven't actually done this. I haven't actually given this time to God. And that could look like a lot of different things. It doesn't mean now we can't rest, like I was saying. We can't have fun. We have to somehow serve and do the things that we think godly people somehow do. But the best for you might be to rest. It might be to be creative. It might be to find some solitude and to meditate and pray on his word. Or it could be to stand up and be courageous. And you can't compare what that courage might look like to how other people might be portraying courage. Again, the man who was afraid of a cat. And I'm not saying any of you are afraid of cats. But again, if that's the best that God is calling us to do, then that's what we ought to do. So that's my challenge. Sometime tonight, or tomorrow morning, go and take a moment with God. Pray and really search your heart and hear his voice and ask him, what would you have for me this week? What are you trying to teach me? This isn't just another camp. This isn't just another year like many of us here are used to. Every moment is a unique opportunity for us to love God, to thank him for the beauty he's put around us, or to serve him in some way. There's no moment that's a waste of time, or, oh, God wants me to serve in a few hours and I can just do what I want now. Every moment is significant, and this week is significant. It's not like all the others. So that's my challenge to you guys. Like the widow, that's all she had. This was her food. This was, oh no, this is my one vacation, my one break, or something like this. And again, it doesn't look like you have to now not have fun, because God wants that. Community and playing in the lake, these are good and fun and beautiful things, and he wants us, and he delights in our joy in these things. But we have to give it to him. And if we do, the best will come of that. So that's basically what I have to say. And at that, I'd like to pray, and pray for the snack as well, which is after this.